There's been something of a trend developing in the automotive world in the last few years, a trend that not only allows companies to showcase their engineering talents, but also to give iconic classic models from years past a new purpose in life. So far, we've seen Jaguar develop an all-electric version of its famous E-Type, which it's calling the E-Type Zero. First, it was made as a truly beautiful prototype, and then later, following customer interest, turned into a drop-in, no-drill, fully reversible replacement option for any E-Type handed over to Jaguar Land Rover's famous Classics Works Restoration and Engineering Department. Then, late last year, we saw Aston Martin do the same thing, showcasing a prototype conversion kit for its equally iconic DB6. Like Jaguar's electric E-Type Zero conversion, Aston Martin's DB6 was designed to be fully reversible, with great care taken to ensure that, should the owner want the car's original inline six back, it could be accomplished with relative ease. But let's face it, the Jaguar E-Type and Aston Martin DB6 electric conversions not only attract a lot of attention wherever they go, but also turn what were already super expensive cars into even more expensive cars. For example, a good condition E-Type Jag is gonna set you back at least 50 grand before you spend whatever it is to convert it to electric. A figure which hasn't been released by Jaguar Land Rover, but which rumours suggest is close to $500,000. Gulp. If that's a little too pricey for you and you yearn for something as equally iconic but a little more everyday, and you happen to have Tesla money burning a hole in your pocket, but feel the Tesla Model S is just too common, then I might have an electric car for you. Meet the all-electric Swind E Classic Mini, 100 examples of which will be made in the UK by British technology company Swindon Powertrain, priced for sale from a cool £79,000 sterling. The company, which displayed its prototype Classic Mini to high acclaim last year, has designed a bespoke electric powertrain that replaces the original transverse-mounted A-series engine with an 80 kilowatt electric motor and 24 kilowatt hours of battery pack. It's pretty incredible to think that such a large capacity pack has been squeezed into such a small frame, but somehow the E-Classic Mini manages it. Its creators even say that overall weight distribution has been improved, 57.43 versus the 68.32 of the original, while overall vehicle weight is only 80 kilograms heavier than the original Mini as designed by Sir Alec Izagonis. Charging takes 4 hours from a standard 7 kilowatt AC charging station. But while that big sticker price will get one of the UK's most famous electrified cars in your hands, and the as-new state, these classic Minis come with a 1-year unlimited mileage warranty, you won't be getting Tesla-like performance or range for Tesla-like money. The stoplight, or should that be traffic light derby time, is 9.2 seconds, with a 4.3 second 30 to 50 miles per hour sprint time. Real-world range is estimated to be 125 miles, which is just a little more than you'd need to drive around the M25 once. If indeed that sounded like your idea of fun in your oh-so-British car. As to upgrades, unlike most electric cars, things in the E-Classic Mini are kept really subtle. There are heated front windscreen and rear screen, USB charging ports, underfloor heating and heated leather seats, as well as options for power steering, air conditioning and more modern navigation and entertainment solutions. And because these cars are stripped down to the bare metal, then chemically treated for corrosion protection, Swind says the E-Classic Mini should last a really long time. Personally, I really love the idea of a classic electric Mini, especially if it extends the life of these beauties long after they first left the factory. There are very few cars on the road today that capture the same utility that the original Mini did, which is perhaps why we've seen so many DIY conversions of electric Minis, and even an official one produced by BMW last year ahead of the launch of its much larger 2020 production electric Mini. And when it comes to my love of British classics, the Mini is right up there, following my all-time favourite, the Morris Minor, the big brother of the Mini, which was also designed by Sir Alec Izagonis, and which I've had a soft spot for all my life, and happened to own a stock and a hot rod version of. The Miner has been converted plenty too, as you'll see from my grinning review last year of a converted Morris Minor that I was lucky enough to drive in London. In principle then, I adore the idea of a converted electric Mini, but at the kind of money being discussed, well, I just couldn't afford it and doubt many could. With only 100 cars being produced, we shouldn't pretend that the majority of these cars will end up being anything other than just part of wealthy car collections. And yes, this episode is very indulgent from a classic car appreciation angle, rather than a serious piece about a new car that you might want to buy. But perhaps, like those other expensive converted classics, this could ensure the Mini lives on in a world that's becoming increasingly electric. Would I want one? Absolutely. But I think I'd probably have to build my own. That's it. Thanks for joining me, and see you next time.